So LinkedIn, basically with LinkedIn, with people not meeting face to face, LinkedIn has probably become the place that professionals hang out. It's got the most amount of decision makers. People Google your name, particularly with both of you who've got slightly unusual names. LinkedIn is where people are going to find you first. Now, a lot of people, when it comes to your LinkedIn profile, it's never quite at the top of the list, is it? There's always something else that needs to be done. And how do you write about yourself? This is really hard. As a result, we often put these incomplete profiles out there. And I mean really incomplete profiles. Stuff that you would never even think about doing as part of your CV. You know, you spend hours poring over your CV. You have to remember that your LinkedIn profile now is as important as your CV. You have to remember that a lot of people in their buying journey may be looking at you, but not yet talking to you. And we have to remember this. And so these are the bits of your LinkedIn profile that really need to be completed. So how do we craft your LinkedIn profile? What do we actually need to do? Too often, we kind of go, I've got to do my LinkedIn profile, and we go, and we really don't think about it. We don't take that step back. We don't actually go, why am I here? Am I on LinkedIn to find a new job? Maybe not now, maybe in the future. Am I on LinkedIn to win new business? Maybe I'm on it for both. What are my objectives in the near term and the far term? So set those objectives for LinkedIn. Don't kind of go, well, I need to be here. No, why am I here? What's the whole purpose? You know, a lot of time is wasted because we haven't done that thinking, because we can't get laser focus. So if you're going to get 30 minutes a day, and part of that 30 minutes is going to be on LinkedIn, you've got to set the objectives. Why am I here? To really focus your actions. Then it's about, well, if you think about somebody looking at your LinkedIn profile, it's equivalent to someone shaking their hand at a networking event. It may be us shaking the hand at a very early stage new business development approach. At this stage, identify who do you really want looking at your LinkedIn profile. We don't. We kind of go, oh, like everybody looking at it, it's good for my ego. No, who do you really want looking at your profile? Heather, I imagine you're looking for company directors, you're looking for lawyers, insolvency lawyers, and you're looking for local accountants. And it's right, how do we really connect with those? And it is about how do we make that connection request? And just if you're connecting with local accountants, it's very much about, you know, we're incredibly well connected in the local marketplace. We're often asked for referral, particularly when we've repackaged a business to a good accountant. I'd like to start having a chat with you so that I can do the right referrals to you. You know, with these things, it's about, right, how do we make it worth their while connecting with us? Not the other way around, worth their while connecting with us. But also think about, you know, what do I want them to think, feel, or do when they look at my profile? So what of my employment history, my ways of thinking, who I am, do I need to include on my profile to get this result? You know, what would people I want to find on LinkedIn put into search to find someone like me? That's important. Remember, just as you're looking for people, they can be looking for you. And, you know, when it comes to good LinkedIn profiles, you know, they are filled in, let's be honest. They're often written in their own voice. It's not about, Heather is an experienced executive coach for people in professional services. It's not that kind of stuff. And how boring is that? You know, how many of you have taken a CV from maybe somebody joining your team and thought, that was a damn good read? We don't, do we? You know, so with LinkedIn profiles, create the story, have a structure it. You know, think about including, be specific about your achievement results. Use credibility statements that demonstrate your authority to do what you do. Now, if you are still, and this is more for people on the recording, if you're still fairly junior on in your career, how can you take the credibility of the team that you're in to help boost up your credibility? You know, they're written in your own voice. They're very much human first, professional second. And, you know, get rid of the buzzwords. I'm passionate. I'm strategic. I have a track record. You know, these are boring. Bring your whole self to it, not what you think others think you should see there. You know, when it comes to the top, you know, it is about making sure that you've got the professional headline there. We're going to come on to that very shortly, that you've got a profile photo, you've got a background photo that actually is connected to what you do. And I mean that genuinely. A background photo that helps strengthen your brand. For me, my books are all about my credibility. Who's your current employer? What's your most recent education? When it comes to your professional headline, unless you're on Sales Navigator, you have a maximum of 120 character. And in those 120 characters, you have to basically fit the camel through the eye of the needle. What do you do? Who do you do it for? The value you bring to these people and any important keywords. Oh, that's a little bit difficult. So remember that you're not going to be able to do all of it, but just really go back to your objectives. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to show? What's your credibility? Who needs to know what? You know, if actually you do want to look for a new job, you might want to use your job title in your headline to make it easier for the recruiters to find you. You know, these are the little things that we want to be looking out for. When it comes to your about section, it is about, very often, remember we've got to click into it. So think about a hook to get people to read your summary. A story-based approach works really well. You know, if you look at my current LinkedIn profile, you'll see a very story-based approach. But you want to demonstrate that you understand your audience's pain points, what they're trying to do, how you can help. You know, I'll take you, Heather, as an example. You know, you could talk, I'm the person in business that you never want to be talking to. I get that. I also get the fact that if you are talking to me, you're probably at your most stressful period ever in your life. I'll be there as a very calm voice. I won't judge you. I won't tell you that you're an idiot. What I will do is give you very clear advice on what are your options, what are the implications of those options, and how to take them. So you see, it's very much about how do I build rapport? What do I need to write to get people to come and talk to me that demonstrates I understand their world? You know, put in relevant bits of your story. Also tell them the type of work you do, particularly if you've got a niche. You don't want to be, if you're, for example, if you say Newton specialize in charities and not-for-profit audience, you really don't want to be, big corporates coming to you saying, can we talk about my audit? You also want a call to action. Here's just some snippets of people I've dug out. What's the elevator pitch? You might put that in your LinkedIn profile. But all of these tend to have that hook, relevant parts of the story, have a bit of personality. If you read someone's LinkedIn profile that's done well, A, it should be quite a good, interesting read, but B, you should feel as if you get to know them a bit. So some more things, there's hooks here. What type of work do you do? Elevator pitches. Where do my clients come from?